Yes, this is a pretty exciting episode for me. Huge fanboy over the Super Nintendo. This obviously is my favorite, so this is the pinnacle of all gaming. I know a lot of people are like, really, dude? Really? Oh, and especially when it comes to like the younger guys, they want to, they mention again 64, maybe even the PlayStation 2. Nah, forget that stuff. If I was told, you can only pick one console, CMG, one console, it'd be easy. I wouldn't even hesitate. I'd chunk all the rest of them in the garbage. This would be it. This would be my one console. I got this with Super Mario World pack-in, like you normally see. Star Fox as a pack-in. And there's a little bit of, well, I had to tear it off, but mail it in to get Mario All-Stars. So, yeah, needless to say, to me this was like the amazing badass pack-in combo trio. It was like the Triforce pack-in. Oh yeah, I'm going there. So, anyways, here she is. This is my original box. And how I got this is an interesting story in the first place. So, let's take a look at the back. I don't even know how well you can see this, but look at this. I had to take off the proof of purchase there. There's another part I had to mail in to get Mario All-Stars. But, oh yeah, 2 controllers. And it even says, this is interesting, I don't even remember seeing this. Don't disconnect your NES. Everything you need is easily connected to connect your NES and Super NES to the same TV included. Yeah, don't hook your NES, guys, when you get a Super Nintendo. You got stuff in here, you can hook them up both at the same time. I'm sure it's through RF too. Yeah. Garbage. So, who uses RF? Come on now. If you're still using RF, hey, no hate. Sorry, buddy. All right, Super Nintendo. I'm not gonna go over specs and stuff like that because honestly, I don't think nobody cares. Who cares, right? Let's just go into it. The Super Nintendo still holds its value on the console side of things, and especially the game side of things. Why? Well, because the console is still home to what is considered some of the best games of all time that you could only play on the Super Nintendo. It's the reason they hold their value. And you'll see the games featured on a lot of people's top 10 lists. I would be one of those people, okay? But let's just talk about, how did I get the Super Nintendo? Well, it's an interesting story because, a lot of people, I mowed the lawn, I saved up my money, I worked all 2 summers or whatever, helped mom and dad at the shop, blah, 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 blah. Well, not me, nope. I took the easy way. Mom bought it for me. It's simple as that. But her story of how she got the money was interesting. It was great, it was great. I want to thank Mom's workplace, okay? Because she got hurt on the job. And they were screwing her over and they basically didn't want to help her out or workers' comp or anything. So she took them to court. She won. That's how I got my Super Nintendo. I was at my hometown and it was a store called Rose's. Now, Rose's, well, basically think of it as a redneck Walmart. If Walmart's not redneck enough, it's more than that. How about that? Okay, so I went in there and it was at their electronics section. There she was. It was right there. It was on like the gaming section. It was interesting because they didn't have any of the consoles behind glass. You just grab them and go, I guess. But you had to go with these little metal detectors, that would get the metal strip off the UPCs. That was on everything though, so back then. So I guess I had that. Anyways, off topic. So there it was. And it was like me convincing mom, because she's like, I'll buy you kids one thing that you want, da da da, right? Well, there it was. So we got Mario World, Star Fox, Mario All-Stars. So I talked it up, you know, I was like, look mom, you get like Mario All-Stars, it's got like 4 games on it. And then you got, so we're talking like 6 games in the console, 2 controllers. I'm like, this is the best deal. So you can kind of see that I actually got the console later on in its life because, you know, Star Fox was already, you know, available as a pack-in. So I didn't look up the date, but what was he, maybe 2-3 years in his lifespan? I'd probably say 3. I don't know. Somewhere along those lines. But it doesn't make a difference. I got it. And I played the crap out of it. I still play it. It is a fantastic console. My favorite. All right. So, unfortunately, even though I have the original box, I don't got the original console anymore. Yeah, you know, I lent it to a friend. Friend turned out to be a drug dealer / drug user. Yeah, I never got it back. He probably sold it for meth or some weed. But, hey, stuff happens. But I got another console. Another Super Nintendo. And it's even better than the one I had. Oh yeah. That's right, the European and Japanese styling Super Nintendo. Well, the Super Famicom here is a special one. I purposely looked on eBay on the serial numbers to find out. I did my research, so I kind of knew what serial number to look for. I'm trying to find the one chip consoles, which provide the highest video quality. Well, I got it. This is the one chip 02, which is the best of the one chips. There is a one chip 03 that's on the Mini. You have to mod it, blah, blah, blah. This is the best one of them all. It's just a little bit sharper than the one chip 01. But any which ways, this is awesome. I love how it says, use cassette with Super Famicom Mark only. Cassette. Yeah. So some of those old people, I'm old now, so used to call them like Nintendo cassettes or whatever. Well, hey, they wasn't too far off, because even in Japan they call use cassette with Super Famicom Mark only. Yeah. Speaking of Super Famicom Mark, I love it. I love it. And that was on the controllers, the blue, the yellow, green, and red. That was on the Super Famicom controllers. We got the purple. They're like the dark and light purple. Why'd they change the colors? Probably because they want to look more mature. What, more mature? No, that sucks. They look dumb. But I'm still nostalgic for the classic Super Nintendo that I grew up with. Don't get me wrong. But I love the Super Famicom. So, I actually like this, what the cartridges are shaped. Nicey, check the button. So satisfying. Come on now. Anyways, the satisfying click. Oh, when you turn that on, listen to that. Oh, you knew it was some serious business. Super Famicom. The Super Nintendo had a great lineup. We had Super Mario World as a pack-in game. In similar fashion as Mario was a pack-in game for the NES, which, you know, spoke volumes that said, here, check out what we have to offer. The Super Mario World did the same thing. It's like, this is what the Super Nintendo can do, guys. This big, large world. You got the map. It was great. You got to play through. There were so many imaginative characters. Just tons of replayability. Secrets galore, special zones. It was great. Very, very awesome. A lot of gameplay for your money in that game. That was the pack-in. Then we had like F-Zero and even The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Not too long after launch. And if I'm wrong on that, I'm wrong, but because I don't remember the exact dates. But Zelda was in there fairly quick, which is still considered one of the best Legend of Zelda games. I'm one of those guys. At any rate, we had a killer starting lineup, and we had a killer library to follow. The Super Nintendo is, yes, it is legendary, and it should hold that status. It is my favorite console of all time. And I can't wait to show you some of the games. Of course, I'm going to show you some of the games you typically see that almost everybody shows. But I'm going to try to hit on a couple games here or there that you maybe not have seen before, heard before. Maybe they didn't get enough attention, but yet they are sublime, like just excellent games that need to be remembered and enjoyed even today. Okay, so I will be showing off a few, probably a few more games than just 5 on the Super Nintendo because I'm such a fanatic and I love my library of Super Nintendo games. So I'll probably show off more than 5 games. I can't wait to get into it. And I have been gathering footage for some other videos. I might slip in some videos in between the Super Nintendo videos. You know, I'm just going to do whatever, you know, I feel like at the time, kind of go with the flow. But I want to introduce the next console that I will be more focused on. So, thanks for taking your time out to watch the video. I look forward to reading any comments, your ideas, feelings about the Super Nintendo. And don't worry, Sega Genesis fans. I will be going over that one as well and giving my own 2 cents about the Sega Genesis and the infinitely just ongoing battle of the Sega Genesis versus the Super Nintendo. So, thanks again for watching Classic Modern Gaming. Until next time.